It's the Mead for Metal podcast, bitches.
I almost fucked it up.
Was that Krista? Back again?
What up?
What?
I think I've been saying for like 4 shows. She might be back the next one.
Yeah.
And we do them every other week, so that means we're talking at least 2 fucking months
that
I've been setting it up.
You know, time's been elusive lately. I've been in job transitions and restarting school, and so just trying to coordinate.
Yeah.
Well, and I was working at a bar for a while, so that meant being out working until 1 or 2 on the weekends. So
yeah, but every time you say, "Well, things are going to get back to normal soon," I laugh because, no, it ain't.
Nah, you're like, fuck that.
You're going to take on something else, and it's going to fill up all the rest of your time, and that's it.
That's right.
It's not intentional. I'm just trying to make money.
I get it.
Times are hard.
I understand.
Be broke these days.
Yeah, I was like, honest.
Can't all go run around buying them humongous tall boys like what Brandon drinking.
Well, when you finally figure out how to enjoy and succeed at life.
What the hell is that?
That's a 2-4.
Oh, I just thought
wow.
24. Okay.
I
had no fucking idea it was bigger than normal. I wasn't even tracking. Are they usually
an extra 8?
Oh, so what? 16 is the.
Well, we drink
the
pints.
talls?
Yeah, we drink tall boys.
Okay.
And then this is clocks in at 24.
Yeah,
so it's like you're getting a pint and a half.
Holy
So about
shit.
2. So that's like 3 tall boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the handle is what? No, not a handle. A
Say it.
40.
Oh,
So this is like half a 40.
Yeah.
well, the ones that people call 40s are actually 32.
I'm talking
generally.
the glass one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Go
Now-
give me a quart.
Yeah, now if you're going like the cheap shit like OE or any kind of Schlitz product.
What's the one
or-
with the green label?
Mickey's, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mickey's.
Now, the cheaper the beer is, the better likelihood that shit is going to be 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it looks ridiculous because it's got a tiny little spout on it, it's like, well, it's a small little neck. No, it's really not. It's because the rest of that great big bastard, it's holding 40 ounces of beer.
Have y'all ever played Edward 40 Hands?
Not since my 20s.
Okay, yeah, I never partook. I just witnessed, but I just was curious.
Sounds like some challenge to suck down 40 ounces of beer.
Well,
They're taped to your hands.
They are. You have 2, and you obviously can't use your hands until you drink all 80 ounces of.
That's a lot of piss.
Yeah, it's quite hilarious to watch.
That's almost 3/4 of a gallon of piss that'll be settling in your bladder.
Yeah, I don't know that I could physically do that.
I'm
Well, when you
assuming
put it
you're
that
not
way.
allowed to just piss yourself, right?
I mean, I guess you could. I think most people
If I were
don't have the
outside
ability.
at someone else's house, especially if they owned a salon, I would probably do that. That's a little inside joke, sorry.
We like inside jokes here with Mead, huh?
It's good to get the whole gang back together again. Got Krista with us this
Yeah.
time around. We got a segment with LJ coming up a little later. We'll find out what's going on in the world of metal.
The mighty world. I didn't check.
What's going on with you?
Just, staff managing, running weed
Like
stores.
infection? Oh, you mean FF?
Managing my staph infection. Yes, sir. The battle rages on. It's been good. You ain't gonna hear me, bitch. I got 4 days off. So, I mean, fuck.
Damn, man, that's great.
All the time.
That's his normal schedule.
That's my normal shit.
Holy shit, that's phenomenal.
He works his ass off for 3 days, off for 4. You know,
Do you
like
do
like
12s?
firemen. Like firemen do.
Tets.
Okay,
Yeah, if I 12 hours, I don't know if I could do that.
it's rough.
6:30 a.m. to like 6 p.m. That's a lot.
Yep.
But 10 I can do, and do comfortably, especially knowing what the goal is at the end.
And knowing you got 4 days of doing nothing. Yeah.
Well, and it's just nice to know I have 2 days. Like, I got to get shit done. Like, replace a
Yes.
tire.
It really allows you to both relax and manage.
Like,
shit.
no, I got the whole fucking day to do all these things I need to
Yes.
get done.
Yeah.
And no, I'm having a good time.
Good. I'm glad that it's been
I'm a little stoned right now. Just,
a
shit.
good change.
Oh, you've been
it's
trying
been a
your own
great check.
product down there.
Yeah, and the product is fine. It's very good.
Good.
My
Yay.
problem is I'm a little more sober than I should be because I think, goddamn, I'm sure I had to gone on about it last show or the
You and
show
all this
before.
health bullshit.
Yeah. I'm down 11 and a half pounds in like 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, man, that's great.
Clean living, cousin.
It's
Or
it
whatever
works.
the opposite is.
Eh.
Yeah. I think I had some Guinness for dinner last night, and
Dinner
hey,
Guinness.
That's
It
what I'm
sounds
having
like
tonight.
you're striking a balance. I think maybe I don't know.
I do. I don't drink as few as the Veterans Administration would like me to
Meh,
drink.
Whatever.
But I'm also not drinking what I used to drink.
Correct.
So if I'm drinking like 4 Guinness, I don't think that's a shitty thing.
No.
But I shouldn't be having more than 2.
No.
But
Eh.
you know,
We
that's
all
how
get
she
to
goes.
choose. You know.
But I'm also not eating a bunch of processed shit anymore either. I actually went through, oddly enough, I went through a McDonald's earlier this week.
Whoa.
That happens sometimes.
Well, it doesn't to me. Twice a
No.
year.
Okay. Usually after a night of drinking for me, or if
No,
I
I'm
wanna.
because I'm
Yeah.
already home, so I
That's fair.
like, God damn it, what can
Well,
I
no,
make
I
in this
wake-
state?
I wake up the following morning and I'm like, McDonald's, please.
Not
It's not so
I.
good.
Man, but what got me was, what the hell they call it? A McCrispy? So they're spicy McCrispy. It's their chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it's like their deluxe chicken sandwich. to
Well, it's
compete
not
with
because
other
they
chicken
have
sandwiches.
a deluxe McCrispy.
Yeah, but that just has lettuce and tomato
That's
on it.
right. And you get to pay an extra 60 cents
Yeah.
for
No.
some shitty lettuce and shitty
Wha-
tomatoes.
How is the McCrispy different from the McChicken?
It's got a hot
crispy.
sauce on. It's got a. It's an orange-ish
an actual
Cajun sauce is what they call it. I
Yeah, a
think.
lot
So
of
like
pap.
a squeezed
Although-
on sauce,
although
or
if I
do
were-
they dip it in the sauce?
If I were Cajun,
It's a
I'd be
squeeze on.
suing somebody. Yeah, they squeeze it on, and it is. It's just a crispy fucking chicken.
breaded chicken.
Yeah,
Okay.
with that shit on there, and I think that's it.
The
What?
bun a little different.
Bun's like
I
a
think.
brioche. I
Brioche.
think.
Oh, and what
Brioche.
kind of breading is on the chicken? Do y'all know?
The standard,
Okay.
whatever their
But
shit
it's
is. But
crispy instead of
Yeah.
soft.
But I
Instead
will
of that
say-
weird McChicken like you'd get in elementary school.
Correct.
not popular among a lot of assholes, but if you don't want to drive 2 hours to the nearest Chick-fil-A, it does actually come pretty close.
Okay. I
Oh.
don't normally eat chicken.
And especially if you dig one on Sundays, right? Am I right?
I tried the Chick-fil-A in a mall in Amarillo like 13 years ago.
I've had it twice, I think, in my lifetime.
Twice.
I didn't understand the hoopla.
Correct.
I don't see what the
That's-
big deal is.
That's where I was at with it. I wasn't impressed. I was like, okay.
Is it because of Jesus
Yeah, maybe.
that Chick-fil-A, bro?
That's
That's like a
some Chick-fil-A and do a little shopping at the Hobby Lobby, so
That's a direct
I can
line.
let my thoughts be known with my money.
I wonder. I shop at Hobby Lobby so I can use their products for witchcraft.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
man.
Anyway, back to the chicken. I don't. Yeah,
I don't
know.
I've never had the
maybe their
McCrispy.
marketing.
I miss the chicken selects, the premium chicken fingers they used to do in 2005.
About twice the size of a McNugget, but it was
Oh.
better chicken, though.
It was actually
Interesting.
chicken. It was
Yeah.
it was. I mean, chicken
was-
McNuggets are chicken,
In a way.
In
In their
theory.
own way.
It's some kind of weird blended and like shaped
formed meat.
formed chicken.
Damn, now I'm getting hungry.
No, you had me at formed meat.
So that's been like the most unhealthiest fucking thing I ate all week.
Fair.
The rest of the time, I've found my groove. I sound like an old man now. Well, then in the mornings I eat this. But yeah, no,
I am well regimented now.
yogurt, granola, and blueberries. That's my jam. And then I'll make a 2-egg omelet with a bunch of fucking Thai chilies jammed in it, which makes life really fun.
Yeah, I bet.
They're hot, but they're not like so fucking hot I can't stand it.
Sure.
I think that they gotta yield something. There's no way that it sets your body on fire without doing something good.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Absolutely. I mean, sweat is good,
Little
even
bit
if you're
of-
just sitting
Keeping
there.
keeping your colon clear is good
a
stuff.
bit of like a welding rosebud going down through my esophagus to my belly.
I actually ate something really unsettling today, but I still ate it.
Was it
Oh.
roadkill?
No,
Was it a
well,
hot dog?
no, I love.
Was it
I love hot
Sonic?
dogs. No, but I do want to try their smash burgers.
Oh, they have that shit now?
Yeah, they got smash. They're like
I haven't eaten
$7.
Sonic in a while.
I don't know. If I've learned anything from Sonic, it is always temper your hopes
Expectations.
and dreams. Because I don't know, 15 years ago, like, oh, we have a Chicago style dog, and I was like, no shit. Well, I'm shocked that the entire Windy City didn't rise up and bring them down as a corporation. Like, fuck this. This is not a Chicago
We're not
style.
represented here.
So what'd you have?
So, like, we're all familiar with steakums, right?
I'm sorry, steak what?
Steakums.
Oh, yes.
Some shit from the 90s, and they were like thin pieces of meat that you defrost them, and they would almost disappear.
You don't even need to defrost them. They go into the pan frozen, and they cook almost fucking immediately.
Yeah, I guess they'd have to, because you're getting 9 parts water to 1 part meat when you cook them.
Oh,
You can cook an entire pack and then get enough meat to maybe fill the palm of your hand.
Okay, I feel like I've heard of them. I never consumed them.
The elderly call them breakfast steaks.
Oh, okay.
I learned that.
No.
So, but these weren't steakums. These were the great value version.
Oh, my.
Oh, so the discounted steakums.
Yeah, like sirloin breakfast steaks. I was like, oh, shit. So I'm like, I'm going to have me a steak sandwich. Little fucking cheese on there. Just a little treat.
Well, if you got about 2 pounds of them, I think that'll make a sandwich, right?
Well, I just wanted one. But I take them out of the box, and they look like boneless pork chops. They're like that thick, about an inch thick.
Well, it's because they're like sheets like phyllo dough, except it's meat.
Steakums, though, the entire pack is about a half-inch thick. These are full-inch pieces of meat that you basically just put into a pan. I was looking at it like, how is this going to turn into like chopped steak? Well, I let it cook for a little bit on one side, and then I turned it over, and you could see that basically they just took a whole bunch of ribbons of steak meat and just made this 1.5 inch steak patty.
It's just like phyllo dough. It really is.
Once you cook it on one side and turn it over, it looks like you're cooking a fucking brain. That was the unsettling part. That, and all of a sudden, it just starts falling apart, and boom, you got Philly cheesesteak right there.
Like it went John Madden with a boom.
That's right.
Did you enjoy it?
Did I enjoy it? I did enjoy it. Because after that weirdness, it was just weird.
After I took my shit 20 minutes later, felt all right.
This was a hearty meal. Little dehydrated onion, little garlic.
It's been a little plugged up lately. Somebody give me the steak'em stat. A little shocked that stuff's even on the market.
Hey, dude.
We live in a world where there's no longer sizzling, but they've got steak'ems.
Well, we got turkey bacon instead.
Yeah, that's true. That's not the same, though. Sizzling was its own thing.
What is that?
It's like it's a weird assorted meat, but dried out and then reconstituted, and then you fry it up like bacon. And there is no fat on it. It's just one plank of... it looks like regenerated jerky.
Oh.
I like
chips
when
beef?
you put it that
I
way.
liked them as a child. No, they still come off like strips, just like bacon.
Okay,
But
interesting.
I liked them as a child. Now, it'd probably gross me out if somebody actually presented them because, first of all, I know they haven't been around in 15, 20 years. But secondly, they weren't great.
Okay. Interesting.
More nostalgia thing.
Nostalgia.
Like ecto coolers.
Nostalgia is heavy. Yeah.
I remember a time when you could buy High C and it came in a big ass can like spaghetti sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Do they not have that anymore?
No. It comes in... Does it still come in cartons, or does it come in something
Sure,
else?
it comes in boxes.
Like the cute little small snacks.
So they're not like the great big cans like Tex Sun, like grapefruit juice anymore?
Or Tang.
No.
Is Tang still around?
It
Fuck
is,
yeah.
but I've only ever seen where you
I
have to
only see the powder.
reconstitute
The
it.
powder
Yeah.
or like the drink additive where you buy like packs of this
Oh, yeah.
shit for your bottled water.
But no, like, jugs. Or
Get a little Molly, I start really thinking about Tang.
Well then. Speaking of Tang, oh wait. Too early.
Too early. Shit, so week is good. I already asked you, and I know you're busier than all hell. Oof.
Yeah, feels good.
How's your week?
We have been under a heat wave.
Yes.
I would say for a week, but that would be incorrect. We've been under a heat wave for, 2 weeks, but that would also be incorrect. We've been under a heat wave ever since I bought a paint gun to get my house painted. And immediately, 2 days later, like, fuck this, it's going to be 100 every day. Or right near it. Or days where it's 105 like yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not Phoenix.
No.
I'm getting like a half foot of rain to 100+ degree weather.
Yeah. The
Constantly.
yard is dead, which is nice to not have to mow. But I'm like, damn, it's pretty hot.
It's real crunchy out here. Real crunchy.
We literally have had fall because a lot of the leaves on a few of our trees are dead.
Well, the trees are dying.
And yeah. Well, these ones in particular, the caterpillars really like their leaves. So they they eat up the tree.
Well, grasshoppers have been terrible this year, which normally isn't a problem because usually I'm done. My garden is burned up and done by mid-July. We had a cool May and June, so the tomatoes took for fucking ever.
Yep.
And the cucumbers already come and gone. And just now my tomatoes are coming in.
Well, if you need... One of our local sandwich shop makers has lots of zucchini and cucumber if you need.
So does everybody.
Okay. Oh, is that the situation around here?
Zucchini around here is a problem.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I don't know why. That shit and okra are the two things that I thought wouldn't do great out here, but they do exceptionally well to the point where you really got to kind of fuck with your neighbors and leave it on their porch at night.
I've heard this joke. Okay.
It's not even a joke. It's actually a
legitimate.
thing. It's actually like, nope. I've got a couple of bushel baskets of zucchini. I don't need that much. Guess the neighbors are going to be getting some. And then the neighbor's like, what the fuck is this? Somebody else left that shit 2 days ago. So then they're rolling in it. So then all of a sudden you find zucchini mysteriously back on your own porch. It's a thing.
It's like a threat of violence.
It feels like it.
Well, I'd probably draw a weapon on somebody if they brought zucchini on my porch because I'd be, whoa. I'll take 3 of them. I don't need 80 of them.
I just need to look up how to freeze it because some stuff you can just go ahead and freeze and it works.
Yep.
But I don't know if zucchini's one of them.
I think
or like jar it.
I don't know.
Because like tomatoes, you can actually freeze whole. You just have to take the core out. And then,
My mother canned them.
Okay.
Because we grew those in Indiana. But
I'm not into. As much as I should want to, I don't want to learn to can. So I'm just like
I do hot water bath stuff.
That's fair.
Which is fine because if it's a high enough acidity, you don't need to can it and everything else. You don't need special equipment. Just something deep enough to just submerge your cans into and then cook them there, hold them at a certain level. I don't have all my notes in front of me, but for like a half an hour, it's a certain simmer or whatever, or rolling boil.
That's
and you drop your shit in there, and then you let it sit there for about 30 minutes. You pull them out, and if the little indents on the lids are down, it's sealed and it's good to go. But it's got to have a high enough acidity because if you do it on something that's not, it'll go bad. And, especially if you leave it out, then it's going to go bad within a week. But, even with a seal on it.
Sure.
You can probably put some shit in your fridge and make it last a month and a half, I bet. But
excuse me.
That's still pretty good.
But,
sure.
Yeah, but considering that it should be shelf stable for like over a year,
that's
if you
kind
do
of
it the
bummer.
right way, then, But, but salsa and, red chili sauce and all kinds of shit like that.
Okay.
You can hot water bath that.
That's awesome.
Or anything with a lot of lemon content.
Yeah, it's the acidity.
Yeah, that's it.
I hope you enjoyed our cooking segment.
Sorry, we
go.
really went off on a tangent. I guess we're hungry.
Yeah. We're talking about, McDonald's food always gets everybody wound up.
Donald and minute steaks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
So, Steakums, that's some shit from the 90s. What's a food of nostalgia that you can look back fondly on through your teenage years or your 20s? Because we all eat trash through those years, so.
Actually, I can remember food I really enjoyed when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Back when Little Caesars would give you two pizzas on a fucking just a sheet.
Yeah, a great big square.
Yeah.
Or a rectangle.
And like, there's your pizza. Like, fucking pizza. That's awesome. That and back way, oh God. Burger King did these small connected burgers, and they called them Burger Buddies. And I thought it was, and you were getting like half the meat of a normal burger. But it was just such a novel look, like, 2 little motherfucking burgers. That's what I want. That, and you got a free Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon VHS purchase. So we just still have that shit, man. It might actually be worth $1 or $2 now.
Yeah.
Everybody back into VHS tapes. And lastly, Golden Corral, which I still love to this day because it's the only thing still even remotely available.
So you went all restaurants. I mean, I'm talking about food nostalgia. I mean, some canned or prepared
SpaghettiOs
or processed.
SpaghettiOs,
or like
I still enjoy them to
Chef
this day.
Boyardee. I don't eat SpaghettiOs.
Chef
come on.
Boyardee.
I do an adult
No,
version.
I'm sorry.
I do an adult version of SpaghettiOs, oddly enough.
Yeah.
that is actually not fucking bad.
No, I think I've had it. It was very good.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was phenomenal. I was like, oh, I could eat this all day. If this is what SpaghettiOs
It's not, though, because I use a
I
little bit
challenge
of,
you.
use a little bit of red wine.
Blind taste
No,
test
it's
of
very-
both.
I will tell you.
Yeah. The one that smells like dog food, well, that's going to be your Chef Boyardee.
I refuse to sit here and let you sully the good name of
I'm so
SpaghettiOs.
sorry.
I wouldn't put that shit next to
I
side by
actually
side. I
did
would not.
y'all eat the beefaroni?
Yeah.
So yep,
I did not.
I did. I enjoyed that.
There's a can of beefaroni at my home right now.
That's hilarious.
Right next to the ranch style beans.
I always did like Kraft mac and cheese. Sometimes my parents wouldn't splurge and make us do like the off-brand, and it never tasted right.
It was all.
But
It was the texture was off.
It's always
The sauce is trash.
Off-brand is about all I was ever familiar with because my mother was tight.
No.
Yeah.
I
don't
begged
know
for
how else to.
for name
But
brand.
that was the old thing, and like so, always off-brand cereals. Like, here's your King Vitamin. Like,
Right.
shit,
Yeah.
or Franco-American because that was usually cheaper than Chef Boyardee. You know,
Yeah.
Tough shit.
Well, fucking spaghetti. Isn't SpaghettiO Franco-American?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I think
'Cause
that's.
I think
I
they
think that's
would-
Chef Boyardee.
I kind of stopped.
I don't know why I
eating-
say it that way.
Yeah.
That's like the way his guy's name was actually.
Yeah, that's
Chef
like-
Boyardee.
Yeah, I don't know why we say it that way. That's how I was taught. So, that makes sense.
I don't know. Maybe they both put it out.
Yeah, fuck that. It's a Campbell's brand.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
there we
that's
go.
what I thought.
Top Chef.
But they would often get whatever the off-brand was later on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they did name brand sometimes, and then other times not.
Yeah,
It like depended.
The grocery store brand,
Yeah.
you know, best value.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it, I think our name brand stuff is when we lived overseas and there wasn't as many options, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're more limited. Whatever the commissary was carrying.
Yeah, I just know that my mother would like try to save $1 every way
Yeah,
possible,
that's
and
fair.
you know that's fine. But yeah, I was eating like a college student when I was 14, though. I was living
A
on like
lot of
ramen. You know,
Can you
Ramen
remember?
Ramen's
was
10
college
cents
for
back
me.
then. It
Yeah.
was 10
I
cents
ate
for a ramen
so
pack.
much ramen. I can't eat it anymore. That's how much ramen I
I'm sure
ate.
my mother went $2.40 for 2 dozen these shits. All right.
Yeah,
It's when you have to live off of it
Yeah.
that makes you not want it anymore.
correct.
But
Yeah.
now I can eat it fucking whenever,
I can't.
as long as it's not Marshot. But the pack. Like
Oh, okay.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can't eat that shit.
No, that is what I lived on for a few years.
I don't. I guess that one's on the table for me, but if it's already in like the styrofoam fucking cup, I don't even know if they do that anymore.
Oh, sure, cup noodle. Goddamn
Cup
noodle.
noodle.
I thought it was Maruchan that had that shit.
It does.
Might be. I bet they have the option.
I think there's
I
both.
don't know. I switched over the Shin whatever stuff for once in a while, and then immediately, like with my blood pressure issues, I was having like, oh, well, I gotta
Yeah,
cut
you gotta
fucking
cut
sodium
all
out.
that shit.
So that was a very short lived. By very short lived, I mean I've still got like 2 up there, and I bought 3. So
Okay. I couldn't afford cup ramen, so it was always the squares. for
yeah,
me.
that's when I knew I made it. That's when I knew I made
Like
it.
fuck that, man. I don't need to get my cutlery dirty.
Oh, some with about 8 kernels of corn in here. I got to pay an extra 25 set of cup for.
Okay, I just came up with a quick game. It's gonna be based on SpaghettiOs.
All right.
Oh my God.
Now, fans of Price is Right are gonna love this. So I'm gonna name to you a SpaghettiOs product.
A SpaghettiOs product.
Oh yeah,
I'll
they
go
have a
with
line.
SpaghettiOs,
They
yes.
have a line.
Oh.
There will be 4 products. The first product is going to be, of course, SpaghettiOs Original, the
Yes.
classic cheese sauce, spaghetti rings. Microwave it if you want. Eat it right out of the can cold. It don't matter.
Ugh,
Look, don't judge.
With
that weird
meatballs.
film in your mouth.
Where's the
Oh,
meatballs?
don't worry, that'll be coming up. So as of right now, and this is via Amazon. These are Amazon prices.
Yeah.
How much do you think a can of regular spaghetti? 1 can. Regular spaghetti.
$2.29.
$2.29.
I was gonna say $1.25, but I'm probably too low.
Well, you're both over.
Oh.
But if we're just going by who's closest, you missed it by 2 cents.
Holy shit.
$1.23.
Wow. Man, I didn't realize they're basically just giving that shit away.
Now these are Amazon prices,
Yes.
so I mean,
Who
you know,
knows?
but I even think it at the grocery store like $1.60. I don't think they're that bad.
Well, if anything else, I feel better about myself because I had no idea.
All right, next up for bids, We got the Campbell's SpaghettiOs. Of course, this is a SpaghettiOs game. Only this time it comes with Frank's.
Oh, God.
And I'm not talking Red Hot either.
I did not eat that.
So, let's see. You answered first last time. Krista, we'll go to you. What do you think a can on Amazon of Campbell's SpaghettiOs with Frank's going to run you?
$174.
$174, Kevin.
$1.89.
$1.89. You're both over again.
Wow.
This time by a lot.
My next one's going to be 35 cents.
Well, that'd have been closer because they cost 89 cents on Amazon.
Cheaper than the regular, huh?
Apparently, the Frank's bring it down a little bit.
So next time I hear somebody bitching about this economy, I'm going to direct them, you could buy Campbell's SpaghettiOs.
Yes, live off of that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm sure you'll be just fine.
So now we have the one that you have been requesting feverishly. SpaghettiOs with meatballs in a cheddar sauce. Sounds terrible when I do it like that. Of course, again, all these prices are from Amazon. We're just going to pull it up here, and there we go. Actually, this price will be coming from Target.
Oh. Shit.
All right.
Fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin, what do you bid on that can of SpaghettiOs with meatballs?
Target ain't cheap. $1.90.
$1.90. Krista.
How about 156?
156. This one goes to Kevin Robbins. $1.99.
Damn, there you go. Yeah, look at the difference between Target and Amazon. That's
It's like they're
pretty
real
wild.
Even a
meatballs
broken
is a-
clock is right twice a day.
Shit. That's wild. Maybe the meatballs really are worth something.
Okay, I have one more. Now,
Oh,
this
no.
was the newest version of SpaghettiOs created. Now, this is, I know I said it had SpaghettiOs with Frank's, and I joked that wasn't Frank's Red Hot. Well, this one is.
Oh, shit.
SpaghettiOs with Frank's Red Hot in it.
Branding.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But it's standard SpaghettiOs just with Frank's Red Hot. So.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Okay.
Now, this is from Amazon. Krista, what do you think that can of SpaghettiOs with Frank's Red Hot is going to run you?
192.
192. Kevin.
1 penny.
Well, it's not like there's a game afterwards, motherfucker.
okay.
Try to get close.
Fuck, $1.65.
All right. Once again, you both are over. $1.39.
Oh, shit.
Basically, you pay about the same as a normal can.
So it sounds like, if your times is hard,
You better get some Franks in your life.
there's some SpaghettiOs of many varieties. 4.
That sounds like a special skill in a fantasy game.
Yeah.
The SpaghettiOs of many flavors.
Oh, my God.
That's a Baldur's Gate 3 reference.
To go with my colon of ultimate weeping.
Yes.
Throwing some bang, and it is Baldur's Gate 3.
That was brought to you by Campbell's SpaghettiOs, proud
Fuck that, brought
sponsor
to
of
you
the
by our
Mead.
friends at Amazon. Jeff Bezos got to pay for that plane.
Fuck that, I'm trying to get free canned SpaghettiOs, you dig?
A G700 to add his 4th plane to his livery now. So.
Oh, cool. He almost has a
I'm
fleet.
not even tracking.
Yeah, his ex-wife took him for like $35 billion and like gave almost all of it away.
Yes.
He went out and started buying airplanes. I can tell you. So out of that relationship, who is the piece of shit?
I'm not certain.
How weird, right?
Sounds like someone is overcompensating with their planes.
Well,
I
if
love
you
planes.
looked at this guy ain't never getting laid if he wasn't fucking loaded.
This is going to sound very strange, but he started working out, so he actually is fit.
Bezos?
Yes.
Because I know Zuckerberg, is that a billionaire thing?
I
Because
guess.
Zuckerberg started working out, and that made that fat Bond villain that loves Trump come out. Well, not come out. Not that I'm aware of.
Careful, man, we don't need to get sued.
Yes.
He immediately then decides he's like starts calling out Zuckerberg because I guess they've got some old beef.
Let's settle in the
And
octagon.
it turns out that Elon Musk is like 210 pounds. He's a fat.
Yeah,
he's a
he's
fat
gross.
chunk. And Zuckerberg's like 160 something pounds. So
I shouldn't say gross. He's just, he's overweight.
no, he's fucking gross. Because
He's
the
gross
fact
as a
as a human being, because like,
Yes.
man, I want to have like a couple hundred children. Like why? You're not that
He has
special.
that weird legacy, fixation.
Isn't it also weird that like he's like embracing the whole weird shit going on within one particular political spectrum, which is essentially also then pissing on his customers to buy
He's
Tesla.
gobbling it up. It's very bizarre. Same with Joe Rogan.
Tesla's got to be out of business soon,
fair.
right?
I don't know. I think they're so supported by government subsidies, they're going to just keep chugging along. I really don't know.
I don't know, but it's a bad look. That guy, I'm gonna move everything to Texas. Because what Rogan did?
Yeah,
So there's no state income tax. But enjoy that fucking property tax, you fucking stooge.
Oh yeah, because you're not gonna be living in a mobile home over there.
No.
My mother lived in one town over in Texas. Her property taxes per month was half my house payment.
Holy fuck.
Simone.
Wow.
God damn.
Yeah. So, well, that's what, you got to get them big fucking football stadiums. God damn.
Gotta have Jerry's World on, baby.
Got to pay them No, you got to have them big football stadiums. God damn.
I think they actually, from what I've heard, they pay their teachers pretty well, shockingly. Probably not.
Well, I don't know. My point of reference is New Mexico, so of course everybody. I think they pay teachers better down in Chihuahua and Coahuila better than they do here.
Yeah.
No, because you get your certification and you go start teaching, people are like, making that money now. It's like 22, 23 a year.
Uh-huh.
A year.
It's really sad.
Damn.
I mean, haven't you seen like firemen get paid like a starting one is like 14 something an hour? I'm like, you're fucking joking, right?
Well, because everybody got angry back in the day because you could retire from the fire department like, I think it used to be like 12, 15 years, some shit like that. Like, oh,
well,
I guess
it's hard
that
on
ain't
your
bad.
fucking body.
Well, and then it became like, nope, you're like everybody else. You get to work just as long, and you're in a job that might kill you,
Yeah.
and we're going to pay you a couple bucks. And as you get more qualifications, certifications, things like that, they start paying you more.
Yeah.
But you're still going to max out
Yes.
under what your civilian counterparts
now
are going to
you
get
can
paid.
retire
That's
and then come
ridiculous.
back and keep your retirement pay, which I find interesting. So that's how they get you even longer now.
Best thing,
Yeah.
work DOD and be a firefighter for DOD.
Yeah.
Because then at least you're on a GS scale,
GS
and you
scale.
get all the actual real benefits and not the assumed ones.
You
Or
just
the
have to be okay with working for the government.
I say you work at a weed store 3 days a week.
I'll be grinding soon too.
Speaking of 3 days a week,
Speaking of 3 days, speaking of things that come in threes.
Okay.
So Brandon's got today off, tomorrow off, and then Sunday to wrap up his long weekend.
Gorgeous. Glorious.
And then he gets to work 3 days, and then he's off for 4 more. The only difference between him and a firefighter, he ain't sleeping on the... Well, I don't know. He might be sleeping
no,
on
I'm too busy. I'm too
Working.
busy working.
Good.
I do work my ass off because I'm the only one there. I haven't worked this hard since I worked at the hotel
Oh, shit.
because it's just me there. Now, the funny thing is at the hotel, I drank and slept from like 1 a.m. to 4.
Damn.
And phone ring, it would wake me up, or we had a doorbell that someone hit the front desk. That'd wake me up too.
So that's why you wanted that thing locked down, so you can
Fuck
catch
yeah,
a nap.
dude. The pandemic was the greatest thing to happen to hospitality, in my opinion. Because after 11 o'clock, that door's locked. Ain't no one coming in.
Yeah.
You go out, you better have your key with you, motherfucker, because if you don't, you're going to be about waiting 30 minutes.
Well, and the weirdness too is they're like, oh, well, we can't serve our breakfast like we used to anymore. So that got you off.
Oh, God, that means I could sleep till 5:30,
Damn.
till the paper showed up. And then I had to stay awake to check people out, give them an apple. We had like little take-home goodie bags. They had like a fucking Capri Sun and a fruit cup and a
Send them on
Nutri-Grain
their
bar.
way like they were getting ready to go to school, and you were the parent.
You'd be amazed at these people loving that shit, though, man.
The nostalgia.
You had to just come and be like, oh, right, snack pack and a Capri Sun. Like I'm done playing soccer for the day.
Yeah. So recess, so that means up to 6th grade. Favorite activity at recess?
Ooh.
Mine was monkey bars, because I would have to get on the top, and then I would challenge people. And I'm not talking about the ones that are like the actual monkey bars. I'm talking about the ones that are like a cage of pipes.
Oh, yeah.
And get to the top of those and
the crag.
step on people's fingers as they try to climb up there to try to pull you down.
Hilarious.
It was just football for me, really.
I think.
Yeah. The guy that is now my former big boss,
Oh, yeah.
one of the great houses. Fucking, we were playing, and they had covered sprinkler heads that had like a big old metal cap on them. Motherfucker took a dive head first right onto one. The time stopped. It was amazing.
Damn.
At just how many adults came to this kid's aid, knowing who he was.
Oh.
That'd have been anybody else. Be like, well, get a hold of somebody. Call somebody. Oh, no.
Throw some dirt on it, kid.
He's crying like a little bitch.
Well, you were a girl in school, so I'm assuming there's nothing but fights every day.
Yeah, no, not even a little. I didn't get into my first fight until I was in my 30s.
No shit.
Yeah, for real.
Damn,
but
all right.
I guess so. I was reflecting, not all playgrounds have the same amenities, so I guess it depended on the playground, but I really liked the merry-go-round if it had one, or like the seesaws if they had one, or like swings.
Oh, man, if you had one that had seesaws, you were doing good.
Yeah.
You were doing good.
That's when you go out and you meet your nemesis on the playground. Like, one of us is getting off early, and it's going to be me.
And slides, I guess. Slides are pretty standard, so I did always really enjoy
sure.
the
It's
slide.
like, I don't know, bitches on the playground. I didn't know if there was going to be some hands thrown.
Nah.
Speaking of bitches on the playground.
I was wondering where you're going to throw that. We're running a little long.
Oh, damn. Well, instead, let's go ahead and check in then and get the lowdown. What's going down with LJ?
That was a good one.
Welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. I'm LJ, and today we're going to be looking at some rock, some metal, and everything in between. Let's go immediately to find out what kind of stuff we're in for today in terms of new releases. First up on this list, All For Metal with the album Gods of Metal. If you're into Viking metal or stuff like that, then this is definitely up your alley. It's starting to go out of fashion with me because every song is kind of the same to me, but I'm still entertained by bands like this, so go ahead and check them out for yourself. Next on the list is the band The Oklahoma Kid with their album The Feather-Minded EP. Feather-Minded EP. And it starts out with a song called Overpowered, which lives up to its name. I'm just going to stop right there and let you guys figure it out on your own. This might be one of those lists today where the customer really can't go wrong by buying any of these, but we'll find out. We'll find out, won't we? Won't we, my pretties? Okay, this next one... Sasha's knocking over cans. Okay, so this next one is by the band, I hope I'm pronouncing this, because a lot of this shit is kind of weirdly spelled. And I may have been a spelling bee champion in elementary school, but that ship has since sailed. So we have Zeal and Ardor, A-R-D-O-R. And the album is called either Grief or Grife, G-R-E-I-F. And yeah, that's how it's spelled. And it's interesting. I think this is a band you should check out, definitely, because it's something that's just a breath of fresh air from your traditional releases, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and leave that with you guys. I enjoyed what I listened to. Not bad for discovering a new band on a whim. Hey, the band Virgin Steel has 2 re-releases out. Virgin Steel 1, the Anniversary Edition, and Virgin Steel Guardians of the Flame, the Anniversary Edition. They also have this album that I just checked out when I was checking out what Virgin Steel was about. It's an album called Age of Consent, and it sounds like your traditional 80s metal about that time would have sounded. So they sound pretty cool. I'd give them a chance. Hell, I just did. It's your turn. There's also a band called Zimmer's Hole. Zimmer's Hole. Zimmershole. Zimmer's Hole. Bound by Fire, and the album Legion of Flames. Both re-releases, courtesy of Zimmer's Hole. Go ahead and peek on in there, but watch out for things coming out. Anyway, that's all for Zimmer's Hole today. For the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. Take it away, people of the Mead Hall. And sorry I've sounded so lethargic this entire thing. We got a DoorDash in a little bit, and I just got off of my day job, or overnight job. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of psyching up in order to get going. So take care, and see you fuckers later. Rock on!
Next up then, the Ukrainian pair, Mosienko and Bubka, going for their 4th Trojan gold. Bubka much bigger than last year, an impressive 65 kilograms.
That's right, Stuart. She's like a French goose before Christmas.
Buttocks and chalk, a Bubka trademark.
Mosienko, so at home in a golden vest.
But will he go home with a golden medal? There's the spread. Oh, and there's the hoik. Now, can he hold it? Can he hold it? Surely he'll get 3 lights. Yes, he has! Brilliant! Unbelievable scenes here. Mosienko still casting a daunting shadow across the sport of pelvic powerlifting.
It's that Siamese album that dropped 2 weeks ago.
It's your new boner band.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I can tell you
They've got
like
some
them.
EDM and metal characteristics to them.
You're really starting to dip into the electronica side of metal.
Like
with this
Chino.
band.
Just like Chino.
Yeah, well, I would say there's some differences there.
So what did we learn over the last couple of minutes? Some things are quiet. Some things are meant really for condoms.
Brought to you by the good people.
The good people at Trojan, right? Wanted to go lifestyles because I felt that's more in the wheelhouse of affordability.
Well, shit, you can get them for free.
Right. Just show up at the University Health Center. We were talking about something, though, earlier. Having to do with, not about condoms. Although I like where you're at.
They would have helped and the story would have never been told.
Yeah. Talking about moving back in with parents and things of that nature.
Yeah.
What was the last? Well, see, Brandon's in a different situation because he's a caretaker, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
So we'll skip him. What was the what age were you the last time you lived with your parents?
Early 20s, and it was for about 2 months, and it was for after a domestic incident.
Well,
Let's put it that way.
good reason. Find harbor
Yeah.
in a storm for sure.
Figure some shit out.
I was 26 the last time I'd moved out, and I got out of the Marines when I was 24.
Okay.
So I want to say it was about a year and a half after I got out, or so, somewhere there, maybe 2. The straw that broke the camel's back for me. Now, I was living on the GI Bill, so I was a full-time student, and the GI Bill at the time paid $400 a month just to go to college.
Okay.
And it was like a paycheck, like a shitty paycheck. It was $400 a month, you know. Not great.
No.
But if you have no bills
Yeah.
and somebody else is covering all the rent and utilities, well, $400 can go a pretty
a
long
long
fucking
way.
way.
I'm saving for my future.
So what I would do, I would get in, and living where I did, and I was taking a full load of classes, but all of them were at night. And so I would get out of class, I'd go down and stop in at a bar that I like to frequent and go down there and have a couple beers and then go home.
Like a good
In
day.
which case, then I'd bang out whatever homework I had for that night, and then that shit's done until the next week. I mean, done. But I would like to get a little inspiration, especially on anything that required a lot of creativity on my part. So I'd usually keep a pint of Jack around. And I'd take a couple swigs, keep it in my desk drawer. It was fine.
No reefer?
Some, but not usually at the house, no.
Ah.
No, my mother was a creature of the times. No.
Fair.
Yeah, no, it's a great city to live in. I was in because a lot of people, it was accessible everywhere. But but not at my house. But not unless mom was out of town or in the hospital or something, maybe. You know. But
Good time for it.
but I like to have a little bit of whiskey on it, and I finished off that pint one night, threw it in the trash can that I threw away all the time. I emptied it, whatever, along with a bunch of other shit. And that trash can was, it wasn't full, but I mean, it was 3/4 full. It's like, I'll take care of this nasty fucking thing in a couple of days. I come home from class that night, and my whiskey bottle is sitting on the kitchen counter.
But she's been waiting on that all day.
Like, what the fuck?
Damn, dude.
I was in the Marines for 6 years, and here at this point, I'm 26 years of age. She's like, you want to talk about that? I'm like, yeah. What are you doing going through my trash?
Trash digger.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
Well, now, if you knew my mother, not so strange.
Well,
That
is an invasion. For me, that is definitely I'm like, okay, that's an invasion of privacy.
Oh, no,
I'm not here for.
That's all she. That's what she did. That's what she was good at. But yeah, and at that point, I'm like, well, this is it. I'm never going to be able to live with this woman ever again because there are some things I should be fucking allowed to do as an adult man. And sitting around and drink a little bit of whiskey in my own house is one of them.
Right.
So I think it goes back and reinforces this whole thing. The more that you clamp down on a kid, whether that kid's fucking 5 or 25, that kid's going to do the exact opposite you want them to do.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, it's because they're not treating you like an autonomous person, and you're a person at that point. Yeah, I get it. It's your house, and we can have boundaries or discuss rules, but you're not going to be passive aggressive to me
Man,
and dig through my fucking trash.
My oldest brother was in his late 50s, and she still talked to him like a child.
Yeah,
So,
no, that shit doesn't work for
See,
me.
I had a brilliant way around the booze. I would just go to my shop and drink.
That's fair.
And then when I was done, I didn't want any evidence of it here. I didn't want the conversation, so I would take that liter bottle of Wolfschmidt, the empty, and throw it in the field next to my house.
that'll never come back to haunt you.
A funny thing is, it never did.
Oh.
Oh my God, there were so many bottles in that. Oh shit. Now that I think about it, man. Oh my God, there was like 4 bottles a day, not a day, 4 bottles a week being thrown into this field just so I didn't have to worry about explaining, why is there an empty liter bottle of vodka? You drink it all by yourself? Yeah.
Gotta live.
And the brush had begun to grow in this field, so it was perfectly hidden until they sold the place and they brought a big ass mower in to mow it. And I'm getting ready to go work with Pops. We're just getting ready, and that mower's over there, and you just hear every 3 seconds a glass bottle being destroyed by this mower. It was amazing. It let me know exactly how much I'd been drinking over the past year and a half as far as bottled spirits went.
I wonder if your grandparents are like, who the hell was carrying all these fucking bottles
No,
all the way
because
out
the
here?
people that used to live out there were just like college kids.
Oh, okay.
So they're just easy to fucking pass it on to them. Be like, man, they sure do love to drink over there, right, Grandpa? Yeah, I know. All right, let's get out of here. Of course, they mowed it down. I couldn't throw bottles over there anymore.
No, I guess that is the downside of cleanliness.
Yep. The day the fun died.
Oh, shit. So what have you been listening to lately? Because we haven't had you on the show in a long time.
You want me to be honest? News.
Oh,
Which is
really?
Probably why I'm neurotic.
I had to unplug because they're trying to make me choose on 2 sides, and I think both sides are wrong.
That's fair. They are both wrong. I agree with you.
But then I also have graduations of, well,
Yeah.
what's terrible and what's better.
Sure.
The least worst.
The least bad of these 2 fucking idiots.
Isn't that always what we get to do? What a delight.
Man. Yeah, and then somebody I saw got excited today. Hey, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. endorsed Trump. Like,
That guy
that makes
left
you
a-
excited. Google RFK Jr. and Waterkeepers Alliance. Google that. See just how Republican this guy really is.
I think that they're excited because RFK was polling Republican voters apparently from Trump. So
Oh, well, yeah, those people I'm sure won't go, okay, let's vote for that guy after all. Yeah, I don't think so.
well, then,
What an unhinged loon that guy
yeah,
is.
he's wild.
He left. Didn't he leave like a dead bear in Central Park or something?
Did that was a recent story.
Yeah, that's the most recent one I've heard.
And he called in just doing his normal thing because he's got a hotline directly to Fox News.
Okay.
And he calls in last night after the DNC and his opponent spoke and all that shit. And every time that you have a convention, you're going to get a 5 to 10 point bump coming out of that.
Sure.
And she was already leading him by 2, which has got to drive him crazy because he hates women.
Yeah.
Unless they're from Eastern Europe and they shut their mouth. But he calls in to his hotline on Fox News and they let him kind of do his his unhinged shit until finally like, oh well, we got to wrap this up, we got to move on, and he's still going on and they just shut him off. I'm like, all right, well, Greg Gutfield, we got to check in with him coming up next. So and just they just let him go like a windbag that he is and just shut it off. I'm like, oh well, that's a problem. Yeah. And realistically, when it comes down to it, if that shitbag gets reelected, I'm not worried. I'm a white male. Mm-hmm. And if you're a white male, you got no worries. If you're not, you got a lot of worries. So
time to go look into that hysterectomy.
so some of my favorite people are not white males. Might be white females, they might be non-white males, non-white female. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm looking out for whoever's looking out for the people I care about.
Yeah.
And that ain't him.
No.
that ain't him. And then for all the stuff like, well, she does this. Like, are we fucking going to ignore all the bullshit this guy did?
Well, and Project 2025 is really like it's a scary
the thing he knows nothing
project.
about.
Yeah. Even though
he knows everything, but suddenly, oddly enough, he doesn't know that.
Yeah, what's this?
I appreciate his resourcefulness, and by that I mean the same as my mother when it come to buying generic brand SpaghettiOs, because it's like, let's see, this last guy I had, let's scratch off that P and the E, and we'll just add a V and an A, and I use the same stickers as last time.
Exactly. Ridiculous.
Oh, well, I didn't want to go all crazy political. But I will say this, too. If you're a veteran, under the scope of the public eye, never, ever, 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 never call out another veteran
Yeah, it's icky.
with their service. I'll just leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
So, anyway, but it's not a popular one because that's our tribalism at its best. Like, oh, you're this or that. I used to rail against that because I always voted third party. Always. This presidential election, there's nobody libertarian running I give a damn about. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like if I just vote my normal shit and find a third party candidate, that means I'm basically not providing a vote against somebody.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Oh, well.
It's rough.
Fun
Rough
world,
shit
though.
indeed.
Fun world. I
Oh,
guess.
yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love dictators and tyranny, so
It's
shit.
good-
And if you vote in
good
this
shit.
election, you don't have to worry about voting ever again, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that positive? Isn't that positive?
Yay.
One
Buy my
less
Bible.
thing to
Buy my
worry
Bible.
about.
We
Buy my
did
shoes.
It.
Buy my,
we
buy
did
my
it.
high tops and my Bible.
Fucking God.
Shit, that's why we ought to start selling for this fucking podcast. Shoes and Bibles.
That's right. Boy, that Bible would come smoldering in the mail already.
Yes.
Well, I feel like probably like, Hutchins. We'd probably, just rebrand the label, but
Yeah. Well, Joe's Bible.
drive a lot of people crazy. Man, what else? So other than politics, what's making you angry this week? Because you seem like you're a little too happy, Brandon, all the time now that you got this new work. Is there anything makes you angry? Damn, this guy might be living the life of
Yeah,
Riley.
that's awesome.
Let me give that a hold on. Let me actually really think about that. Yeah, no, I'm good.
That's awesome.
I mean, normal shit that just pisses me off, but not really anger, like enough to like really divert some real mental energy to it.
Yeah.
I did go down a rabbit hole you frequently go down, but you get pleasure out of it, and that was the whole Lane Staley, fucking William
there is
Duvall
that.
camps.
There is that.
I was real happy to see exactly how many people fucking call these motherfuckers out, though, and just say, look, you're an idiot if you think like, oh, that was Lane's band.
Oh, yeah.
No one fucking ever brings up the fact that this motherfucker left the band and then died like 8 years later.
Sure.
And Alice in Chains was on standby that entire
They
fucking
should
time.
have just disbanded. Why would Jerry get rid of Jerry's band?
Yeah.
That's my only question for all these assholes. Like, well, you can't tell me this band is better than when Lane was. Yeah, it's fucking remarkably better. Having seen him live and, 3 album releases, a 4th one in the works. Come on.
Yeah, and see, I don't even go that far as saying one is better than the other. I fucking enjoy both.
Sure.
For very different reasons. But I also think William Duvall is able to do the Lane Staley era shit justice, if not better at times.
And he is a famous signature artist, so.
Well, he does have good taste.
Give you an extra guitar that didn't used to exist. but you sound like an asshole if you criticize a dead guy.
Yeah. Well, and exactly. That's what's like, man,
We
I
all
love
die, whatever.
I love the Lane Staley era. I love the Duvall era, but it's all Jerry Cantrell's band.
It is. And that guy, album coming in what, late
Vilify,
next month?
I Want Blood coming out in October.
Oh, maybe early October then.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Apropos.
Next week, that Elder Live EP comes out. Looking forward to that. They're already working on a new album. 40 Watt Sun got a new album coming out. Looking forward to that.
case you're looking for sleeping music.
Coming out on the day of my mother's passing, so it should be nice and chipper.
God damn, that's already some really, really negative droning music anyway.
Devin Townsend put out a new song today that I actually really enjoyed. Been a while.
I had some that kind of hit me that you kind of drove me down. So I guess at least we're both driving each other down some negative shit. But
Yeah.
we were talking about Dimebag Darrell the other night.
Right. Recently had a birthday. Well,
And, today, right?
yesterday.
Yesterday. I went and I thought, man, I just need to go and check out dude's Wikipedia page and just kind of give a quick little casual glance. Because I think a lot of it was I was trying to figure out if he had died in the same year as somebody else that died in 2002. He died in 2003.
Yeah.
I saw that. But I kept reading even after I'm like, nope, it's not what I was thinking. I get down to his death. Do you know who dedicated or donated a casket?
Gene Simmons.
A kiss casket. Not just like, it's the right thing to do to get this guy a casket. Got him a Kiss casket with Kiss's logo and a picture of the members of the band. I'm assuming at the time.
Yeah, it was a casket that was available to anybody.
Yeah,
if you had the
Gene
cheddar.
Simmons sells it, just like he does his vault
Is
access.
it just because he had it lying
let's
around?
also say this: Dimebag Darrell was a huge Kiss fan.
Yeah,
okay.
but
Well, the context
isn't it a
helps.
bit?
It's
like, what the
bizarre.
fuck,
It's a little
man?
strange.
I felt
Maybe.
better with Eddie Van Halen giving him his Bumblebee guitar.
Yeah, now that was huge.
Yeah.
Like that fucking guitar on that cover, Dimebag's buried with it.
Yeah, the Van Halen too. Because he told him, he's like, yeah, I want a replica. Well, then he dies weeks later. And Eddie Van Halen's like, man, he was a one-of-a-kind. He gets the one-of-a-kind guitar
Wow.
and buried him with it.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
But I don't know, the Kiss branded casket was a weird one to me. Just as it is whenever somebody dies, like, oh, he's a Green Bay Packers fan.
Yeah.
And it's a Green Bay cat. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it is a little bizarre.
A little tacky.
If I was going to be buried and I got buried in a 49er coffin, I would come back and be like, what the fuck, man? Couldn't you just give me a regular one?
Yeah.
I don't know. All these people want to be buried. I don't get that either.
No.
Go
Burn
ahead.
me, bitch.
Turn me into ashes.
Or donate
And I've
my
already
body.
and I have already tasked everybody that you have to drink with my ashes once a year. So
Yeah.
until the last of yous is gone.
A friend of mine went out with her dad's ashes and they were drinking with
Yes,
him.
that's what I want. That's exactly what I want.
thought it was really neat. I was like, huh, okay.
That is actually pretty cool.
Once a year.
Hilarious.
Then I'll wait and get good and high, and then I'll smoke your asses.
There you go.
And then it'll
No,
be great.
I'll drink your ashes. I won't smoke them.
Ooh, she'll drink them. I'll smoke them.
Sounds like I'm kind of not getting what I require at all.
Well, it's an easy fix, motherfucker. Don't die.
We have
Or don't die first.
don't die first.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the fucking right peg going in the right hole there. So let's talk a second about do we have time actually, I guess, to dive
We got about 2.5, 3 minutes.
We went down a weird Faith No
More
rabbit hole. Did we talk about this? I don't remember.
You
if we
know,
did.
I want to say maybe we brushed upon it. I know we've talked about Faith No More.
Okay. Well, Angel Dust is an album that came out, I'm going to say 93 or 4.
93 was the last album with Jim Miller on it.
And
Jim Martin. Fuck.
Jim, yeah. It might be just a blind spot that I'd had for a lot of shit other nights, because by that point, man, I was already balls deep in grunge. you know.
Yeah, that was the height of
Soundgarden,
grunge era.
Pearl Jam, I mean,
Not Alice in Chains just quite
not
yet.
Alice in Chains yet. Yeah, but man, I was absolutely. So I was diverging from anything that I saw as being more mainstream metal. But I've got to say, if you've not listened to Faith No More's Angel Dust in a long time or ever, throw that shit on and thank us later.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, that's the album that made Jim Martin leave the band. Well, and by made him leave, Faith No More fired him because he wasn't really attributing to this new musical chapter they were opening up.
Okay.
Because between Angel Dust and The Real Thing, those are two very different albums.
Oh, yeah. I've never been the biggest Faith No More fan, but man, Angel Dust will bring it out.
There's a will. Like, I love me some Mike Patton. That is a very underrated frontman.
Yeah.
He's like a mix of Chino and Maynard as far as stage presence and energy. The energy of Chino, the presence of Maynard, and the ability to sing like both of them.
And a bit of a bizarre dude.
He's very eccentric.
I mean, you're talking like weirder than Les Claypool, you know.
Oh, fuck, yeah, and he doesn't even play an instrument. Yeah. No, he's just fucking weird, but that's what makes him great.
Yeah, I think we'll probably, are we good on time?
I think we can wrap her up there, bud.
Yeah, well, yeah, everything's ruined. It's faith no more.
So what did we learn? We learned that SpaghettiOs are still cheap as fuck, unless you, especially if you want it with Frank's.
They're still disgusting.
Unless you want it with Frank's right out, then it goes right back up. Again, I'm not going to sit here and let y'all talk shit about SpaghettiOs. I'm just not going to do it. I'm ending this podcast.
I don't mind
right
the
now.
ones I make. I've got some really good cheese and wine and that. And
Yeah.
You ain't getting that shit on the can.
Hey,
No,
put
fuck no.
that in a can. See how much you charge for it, if I can eat it
Yeah,
cold.
I would charge $12 a can. So
God
yeah.
damn!
Shit. 2 weeks.
Some
huh?
gourmet
2 weeks.
shit.
2 weeks.
Fuck yeah.
See y'all fuckers in September.
Bye.
Thank you
Later,
for being back,
bitches.
Krista.
Ow!
Woo.